What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, 1/12 scale collector, whatever you collect, shout out to you. And this month's video for February 2025 is our annual Transformers MP Hall of Fame Awards. If you're new to the channel, every year on Super Bowl Sunday, we do a Transformers MP Hall of Fame, and that's where we award figures that we feel are Hall of Fame worthy. We let them into the Transformers MP Hall of Fame. And right now, we're only doing it for the MP scale, but hopefully, we're able to expand to other scales. And also, if you're new to this whole concept, the twist with our MP Hall of Fame is that we compare each figure to a Hall of Fame athlete and use that athlete to describe the figure and vice versa, and why they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Up first is DX9 Carey, and this sports doppelganger is newly elected Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp. And the reason I say DX9 Carey and Sterling Sharp is because they both had to wait a long time, and they both were underappreciated. People forget Sterling Sharp was the second best receiver in the league behind Jerry Rice, and the only thing that kept him out of the Hall of Fame was that he hurt his neck and he didn't get to play a full career. I think he only played like 7 seasons, maybe 8. And I think that people forget how great the DX9 Carey was. It's a self-contained figure. It had a perfect transformation when nobody knew hot rods or Rodimuses could have perfect transformations. And I think people looked at this figure more for what it didn't do as opposed to what it did do. It was too stylized. The out mode was too small. But it didn't get the props for what it did. It did do. Just like Sterling Sharp, people talked about how much he did get hurt as opposed to when he was playing, he was an unstoppable force. Next up is Kang Toys Predator King. And if you're a subscriber or frequent viewer of my channel, you know I love this combined. And I say this is the third best figure in my collection. And its sports doppelganger is the Fab Five. And it counts because Chris Webber's in the Hall of Fame. But the reason I say that is not only did the Fab Five have 5 individual good pieces that came together to make something great and iconic, just like this figure did, the Fab Five also broke the rules by wearing baggy clothes, the black socks, just how they carried themselves on the court. Nobody had seen that before. And this figure broke the mold and broke the rules by parts forming, but not parts forming normally because we've seen parts forming before, but they broke the rules by making each figure each parts forming piece its own figure, and the combiner didn't suffer for that. And we've never seen that before. And just like the Fab Five have a major flaw, this figure has a major flaw. For the Fab Five, they never won a national championship. For this figure, the figure's combiner's major flaw is it's super stylized, and a lot of people don't like how it looks. But the figure is painted magnificently. All the pieces, the combiner is painted magnificently. It's articulated really well. It's super stable. Like, it's nothing more you can ask for a combiner or a figure. Next up is Fans Toys Inquisitor, their version of Scourge, and its sports doppelganger is Scottie Pippen. And I chose Scottie Pippen because primarily this figure really it does everything at a B+ level or higher, just like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen could rebound, he could dribble, he could play defense, he could shoot, he can dunk, he was explosive. He pretty much did everything at a B or better level, but he was overshadowed, right, like Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and this figure is overshadowed by its teammates from Fans Toys. It's overshadowed by the Cyclonus, their Quietus, and the Galvatron, the Scourge. So even though it does some things better than both of those, like it's better articulated than the Galvatron and the Cyclonus, it transforms better than the Galvatron and the Cyclonus. And just like Scottie Pippen did some things better than Jordan and Rodman, he just doesn't get full credit for it. This figure won't get full credit because it's on a team where the other 2 members are iconic, and that diminishes this figure's greatness. The next MP Hall of Fame inductee is personal to me. It's Fans Toys Dracula, and this is my favorite figure of all time. I've been on record saying how it's the most underrated figure of all time, how it's darn near perfect. I just love this figure. And for its sports doppelganger, I had to go with my favorite football player of all time, Thurman Thomas. And they share similar characteristics, right? Like Thurman Thomas pretty much could run the ball, could catch the ball, score touchdowns, block. He could do everything that you needed from a running back. And this figure could do everything it needed to do as a figure. It was beautifully painted, well sculpted, great materials, great articulation. It had a butterfly joint when figures didn't have butterfly joints back then. A pretty easy transformation. Like, the biggest hindrance of this figure is that it wasn't a popular character. Just like Thurman Thomas' biggest hindrance was he wasn't like a showy, flashy type player. And he was, outdone by Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith, the people of that time. But just like Thurman Thomas, this is a super underrated figure, definitely a Hall of Famer. Our final inductee for the MP Hall of Fame is Magic Square Heavy Gunner, their version of Brawl. And this sports doppelganger is Eric Dickerson. And I chose this sports comparison because Eric Dickerson hit the NFL like dope. And Magic Square Brawl hit the MP game like dope. Eric Dickerson was dominant in college, and people wondered how it would translate into the pros, and he left no doubt. Just like Magic Square dominates the Legend Scale game, and when they introduced this as their first MP figure, they left no doubt at how great they could be. The articulation is top notch. It's action figure level articulation. The sculpt, the paint, the build. It's a little quirky, but it does pretty much everything great. Articulation past great, like it's beyond greatness. And for those who don't know, Eric Dickerson came in and led the league in the rushing his first 4 out of 6 years. He broke the single season rushing record. And Magic Square, you could say they broke a record with this figure. Like, they broke the articulation record for a figure. I think there's only one other figure that competes with this, and that's that Optus Nexus. And it's not the MMC Optus Nexus, and it's not an MP figure. So to say that you can create a good MP figure with action figure articulation is unprecedented. That's why Magic Square Brawl is a Hall of Famer. That was our 2025 MP Hall of Fame class. All great figures, all well deserved to be in the MP Hall of Fame. As always, I appreciate you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching as always.